Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
It is October 19th.
Yes, and this is the Barrel Roll Newscast, minus the news. So,
Hi.
hi.
Hey, what did you do?
Well,
what happened to you?
I got
what
sick.
happened to you? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's why there's been a gap of content and stuff, because I was flat on my butt. So.
Well, at least you were doing stuff while flat on the butt.
If I could, I totally was. It's hard to play first-person shooters when you're throwing up, but.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Thankfully, Dishonored is not a complete first-person shooter.
It's correct.
First-person sneaky.
So, like the Fallout game.
Yes. So there you go. Starting off, I guess I started actually before because we couldn't film, but the last story I started playing.
Mm-hmm. How JRPG is that?
Quite. It's nice though because the different armor sets have different looks to them.
Oh, so there's a bit of.
You can kind of change your characters.
Is it like I was confused about the entire game when I was watching it. Like, it feels like I just read about it last week in terms of it being in Japan, and then the next week it's out here.
That's because the release date was so weird. Even I went into EB Games and they had like it's coming soon, with no date. And the girl's like, we were supposed to actually have it already.
Yeah, like
everybody
I've
was
seen
very.
I've seen it on shelves, but there was no promotions for it, no ads, nothing on the web. There's nothing.
Because I think they were supposed to get it months ago.
Yeah.
And it just didn't show up, and everybody's like, hey. No one really knew what was going on. XSEED just kind of all of a sudden sent this game up to everybody, and it was like, oh, you have a copy of the last story, cool. Because people who follow the whole JRPG fiasco that was Nintendo.
Yeah, well,
you know, like 6 months ago, that was with the last story and Pandora's Tower and that other game.
Are we getting Pandora's Tower?
I'm not sure.
Because I think that was like not like a trilogy, but an unofficial trilogy.
Yeah, it was
between
kind
those
of like
two
these
and
really big
Xenoblade
Chronicles.
Yeah.
Because like it was these three big JRPGs that everybody's like, send the Wii out on this really high note of high caliber JRPG games that we don't normally see in North America. And this one, again, it's like Xenoblade Chronicles. You get used to the graphics after a while. Just they are a downgrade from what you're used to seeing because it is the Wii.
There's only so much you can push out of that.
And they push a lot. Like the cutscenes are nice. The actual gameplay is not bad.
I really like the cutscenes in Xenoblade Chronicles. Those were really well done.
And so were these.
They reminded me of like Final Fantasy 12 on the PS2, which looked fantastic for the time.
Yeah, and I mean the graphics, once you start getting into the game, you get used to the graphics, you get used to the look of everything. The controls are a bit...
Because you probably play with the classic controller.
I play with my classic controller Pro or whatever, yeah. But the controls are kind of a little stiff. Like it feels like you're playing an older JRPG kind of thing, like your character's mobility isn't like...
But that's not the main premise of the game, though.
No, so you can kind of forgive it for that. The story is, you're a band of mercenaries, and mercenaries are kind of looked down on, but your parents died when you were young. You got picked up by this guy who was like a year older than you, and he formed a band of mercenaries. And you are in that said band of mercenaries, except everybody's like, mercenaries. You know, they're bad, they're trouble. So you're trying to become a knight. And you end up getting hired on as extra security for this big gala event, and you end up saving the princess, who you fell in love with before you knew she was a princess. You know. Oh,
so classic JRPG.
Yeah.
That sounds like Chrono Trigger or any other, you know.
It actually it's because you bump into the princess in the market.
Oh, so like Chrono Trigger.
And I'm sitting there going, this story resembles something.
Was there a giant bell?
No.
Oh, that's not as...
And right now, like, I got to the point where we finally left this little hub town, but I think we're going back to the little hub town. So I'm not sure exactly how much of a world there is, but I've been on a boat, I've been in the jungles, and you have this special ability that, it's magic, I guess. Well, it's a special kind of magic, because you do have mages, and you do have swordsmen. But yours, you can press the button, and it aggroes every enemy.
Oh, goody.
So every enemy comes after you, but you can move during combat. Like, it's very freeform. You can run, you can jump walls, you can vault, you can slide under stuff, you can duck, you can...
Oh, so is it hitbox based, like?
Yep.
So, they touch your hitbox and then you damage.
Essentially, yes.
Mm.
Which is, and the combat for me was actually really exciting, except you go and I entered this arena. There's an arena where you can make a ton of money and get really good items.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just in the middle and you can just keep doing it. It gets harder every time you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the enemies get more challenging, but you level up and gain money and other assorted items. So the first time I went to the arena, it's like, well, we recommend you're level 8 the first time you do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was level 6. And I'm like, well, I'll save. What's the worst that could happen?
Did you get your head chopped off?
No.
Oh.
So I got in there, and I drew all the enemies to me. So my mage, and then essentially during certain combat, they kind of give you like an overall view of the battlefield before you go in.
Mm-hmm.
So they go, okay, there's a healer right here. There's 4 archers, and then there's like a bunch of just swordsmen. If you can take out that healer, you're good. So I would literally like charge to the side, charge in while all these guys went after like my magic user who was starting to cast like a fireball or something, kill off their healer, hit the button, so all of a sudden these guys who were working their way towards my magic user flipped and started coming after me. Thus they've done absolutely nothing but walk. As I start taking out archers because they're super weak,
Yeah.
and my mage just keeps taking out.
Oh, so you played the tank.
You're essentially, you were almost forced to be the tank.
Is that a class game though? Is that a class thing where you can choose
No.
afterwards? Okay. So
No, this is more of a, you were granted a very special power in this crypt, and your power is to draw enemies towards you.
Oh, so there's no choosing
No,
different classes.
and you kind of can, because there is another guy that you have in your group, and when he levels up enough, he gets an ability that's, it even says it's exactly like your, power thing.
Mm.
And I go, okay, so then essentially the trick would be, we could keep swapping so that the bad guys would literally just stay right in the middle and just keep moving. And there's other stuff that you can end up doing, like if I hold the button down, I can do this weird magic dash,
Oh.
and all the magic is in circles. Like you cast a circle of fire. Well, if I charge into that circle of fire, my weapon goes on fire as I start slashing stuff.
Oh, cool.
So,
There's a little bit dynamic.
Yeah.
It's pretty dynamic for
and
combat.
the other nice part that I always like in my JRPGs, in any of my RPGs, is customization. And this one, you put clothes on, and like you put your armor on. Well, let's say there's this one stupid one that's like, what's it called on your pants? But it's like the bottom of a cape that just comes out of your belt. So you're wearing a coat, and instead of the coat just having a long tail, there's a break in the coat, and then there's just this like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Sash. No?
Not
No,
really.
No,
I've-
sash
I've-
is over.
Yeah,
Shoulder.
and I forgot what they called it, but it's literally like if you had a sweatshirt tied around your waist.
Mhm.
You know how you have that flap that sticks down? It's the flap without the actual anything tied around your waist. And it looks ridiculous on a melee character, but you can go into your little options, your visible options for your character, and turn it off.
Mhm.
So you can literally, and then I did a quest, I have invisible ink for my clothes.
Mhm.
I can literally make everybody's shirts disappear. So the girls still have, of course, like a bra on,
Mhm.
but that's all they'll fight in. But they'll still have the attributes of their armor. So you can make your characters
So you
look and feel. Like I have one chick who's completely badass, but the armor that they gave her right off the bat is just like big and bulky, and she's got like 2 swords, and it just doesn't fit. So I literally trimmed her down to where she has almost nothing on top, but bulkier kind of on the bottom. So it fits a little.
But as long as the stats are there.
And the stats never disappear. So that's the trick is, and the more you upgrade the armor, the more pieces it just keeps adding onto it, and the more pieces you can just keep taking off. So
Mhm.
I liked that aspect of it as well. So and the story I haven't really gotten far, but it's convoluted in JRPG.
Of course, But you're rescuing the princess, and the world hangs on the balance of mythology.
And the princess can actually fight in this game. So
That's good.
again, like Chrono Trigger, she's actually
Like another successful
Yeah,
JRPG.
she's actually useful. So that part I'm down with so far. And there's parties of up to 6.
Mhm.
So you're not that restricted to that 4 that Final Fantasy kind of stuck with, and then Final Fantasy went to 3.
Mhm.
They went from like a group of 4.
Along the way, yeah, they cut the number down.
I'm not sure if that was just the hardware issues when like 7 came out or what.
Well, in 10 you can use 4 again, I think.
Mm.
In 10 it might have been. I don't remember.
And then but yeah, this game it's up to 6, And there's an online co-op element too.
Hmm.
But of course, Wii's and friend codes and
There's probably another dude online that's actually like waiting for someone to play with you.
probably, yeah. I would assume that there's other people that want to play, but the Wii's online interface has never been something that I'm overly keen on using. I like it for the Mario Kart and all that stuff.
Mhm.
You just get into a random race with a bunch of random people, you're good to go.
Mhm.
Getting into games like this or Monster Hunter where there's
Monster Hunter, I think Monster Hunter, the next generation iteration will be just like straight MMO, I think.
and that'd be great.
I think.
So
I mean, for the Wii U version,
For the
whatever,
Wii U.
whenever they want to bring that out.
Yeah.
Because it sells bananas over in Japan.
but yeah, so I started doing Last Story, and then I moved on to Dishonored.
Solid, stealthy, shooting, stabby,
Yep.
mostly stabby.
Well, no, I choke now.
Oh, you choke?
I don't know.
You're unconscious.
I'm an unconscious person now. Because I was totally going into the game all like, I'm going to stabby everybody, and then there's a tooltip that pops up going, hey, if you keep stabbing people, you're gonna get a really dark ending, and I'm like, oh, okay. So there goes like a bunch of skill points that I spent in stabbing people and making them blow into ashes, but you know.
You know, but they look cool doing it.
They
I
totally
think it's just your perspective of what your good ending is at this time. So, who is the developer?
Bethesda's in there, I believe.
Bethesda, I think, is the one. Those are the people publishing.
Publishing.
I think it's ZeniMax.
Yeah, it's weird.
I believe their roots go back to the Thief era.
There's some Thief people involved. There's some Fallout people involved.
And it goes to show. I mean, the game is
yes,
all about stealth, and it looks just pretty doing it.
yeah, and I do appreciate the whole. And it doesn't have to be about stealth.
No,
You can totally build your character to be.
aggressive.
I take damage. I walk in. There's like bad guys everywhere. I shoot them all, and
you are a wet works.
well,
Shoot everyone.
and you can't you have crossbow bolts up the wazoo. You can get ammo for your gun up the wazoo, and you can get additions to your health.
Mhm.
So all in all, you can literally walk into a place and go.
Yeah.
And just,
Okay.
like if that's the way you want to play, you totally can, which I dig. And then I love the fact that you can also like blink, like magic your way up to the rooftops
Mhm.
and just chillax up there and try and like those levels are now a puzzle to you
Mhm.
as opposed to just I mean, and they can still be a puzzle if you want to go in guns
So
blazing.
what's the story? Like I have the game too. I've yet to put it. I've installed the game.
You are
I've not
a
played it yet.
royal bodyguard for the Empress of
Mhm.
this country, and you've been sent off because there's a rat plague.
Mhm.
And these rats essentially carry this plague and turn people into mostly zombies. I'm okay with calling them zombies. They walk like zombies, they moan like zombies, they try to bite you like zombies.
But you get infected.
No. Well,
Yes. No.
you don't.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's like zombie, games where Chris Redfield can get bit 1,200 times, but
you know.
don't worry about it.
Don't worry. He shrugs it off.
Yeah.
No, he's got the antidote. By this time.
By this time, totally. That first game, he should have been a zombie within the first 10 minutes, but, so they bite you and stuff, but either way, you have been sent to all these other countries to find a solution for the rat plague, to see if any of these other countries will help you,
Mhm.
and you've been gone like 2 months when the game starts, and you're coming back. So the Empress's daughter's all like, oh, if you're back, because she has no father figure, you're kind of that guy. They've never really said if there's a love affair between you and the Empress,
Mhm.
but you two are very close. Either way, you show back up and she gets assassinated and you get blamed for it.
Mhm. That's why it's called Dishonored.
Yes, and then you end up 6 months later in prison, and a group of renegades helps you escape prison.
Mhm.
And they give you the funky mask that lets you zoom in on stuff, and it also hides your identity.
Yes, because you want to be.
You totally have to be concerned about that.
When you're choking people or stabbing them.
Well, and it's funny because as soon as you finish the first mission, they know what your face looks like, they know what the mask looks like. So there's wanted posters in the second mission that are like, hey, if you see a guy in this mask,
Take him out.
it might, they don't know it's you, like they don't know it's Corvo.
Yeah.
But they know he's a jackass who's going after people, so like, again, it's like, oh, Corvo, there's this thing up for like, you're worth $10,000, this guy that just assassinated someone who's wearing this mask is worth like $15,000, so you're going, so the mask is doing what? But either way, so
Plot holes aside.
yeah, you kind of, it's like they just wanted an excuse to give you this funky
Sweet
mask
mask.
that you never see.
Yes, this is a first-person shooter.
Other than he takes it off,
Oh.
like after every mission, he gets back to home base and he goes, and you see the inside of the mask.
Cool.
And then when he goes on missions, he.
Very cool.
So.
I'm really looking forward to playing it.
But yeah, and so you were pretty much sent out to take out all of these ruling people so that the little girl, who you've saved, can become empress.
Yeah, because
She's the heir to
the little baby princess.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's 2 daughters. Is there not?
No, just the one.
Just the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she's heir to the throne, so.
heir to the throne. No.
Yeah.
I was trying to read the manual. It didn't make any sense to me.
No, so yeah, it's just Emily. She's heir to the throne, and you were there to make sure that she gets to the throne without any issues. And every mission can be done if you eavesdrop enough and stealth your way through. You can actually find a non-lethal way of taking out every single person.
Yep.
So you can either, I'll just go with the first one because there's not really any, big spoilers. But you can actually brand him with this heretic mark that makes it so he's essentially downtrodden and he's no longer accepted within society. So you have to knock him out, drag him through this mansion to his torture chamber, because of course he has a torture chamber.
Most rich people.
Yeah. Then you have to go upstairs, grab the branding iron, grab it, take it back down after you've strapped him into this chair, brand him, steal a book from him, and escape. Or you can literally just, you go into this room and switch these 2 drinks because one of them's got poison in them.
Yeah.
He drinks, he'll die, and you just escape. So you can have this big, elaborate, like, having to do all this crap.
There's a lot of RP potential.
Totally, and I do want to play through again because I kind of screwed up on, I think, the 3rd mission, where I'd like to go back and find the non-lethal way of doing it. I just couldn't find one, so eventually I was like, okay, fine. Takes 2 seconds to shoot a guy in the head with a crossbow.
Yep, just like real life.
And he turns to ash
because you've got that.
because I have that perk. So, so you just like, I'm sitting there going, oh okay, just kill those 2, and then I'd like so.
Well,
the
you
next
can probably
time,
possess one.
I didn't have possession back then, but then that's the thing too is depending on what skills you take.
Yeah, I've been recommended by everyone to upgrade Blink as soon as you can get it.
You go a bit farther. I got through I haven't finished the game, but I've gotten through like 4 missions without upgrading Blink. So, like I finally did because there was nothing else I really want. But
Well, Blink, isn't that the big one that lets you teleport halfway across everything?
it lets you teleport quite far, yeah.
So, and you can teleport with bodies and stuff.
So that's helpful because you can hide them in an actual, like you can just kill all the guards in one area and just keep hiding the bodies there because you know a guard's not going to patrol there because you've taken them out. So
it makes a Fallout, Metal Gear, and
yeah, and I actually prefer sneaking in first person than I do, like Splinter Cell games. I'm horrible at sneaking. I suck at sneaking in those games. This game, I'm first person, and so I actually, like, there's a button that's specifically just for tilting around corners.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. I do that. Like, I sit there and I go to a corner and I'm like...
But they see you too if you do that.
Nope.
Oh, they don't?
No, they do if you do this.
Oh, like sidestep your way up?
Yeah, like you do in a regular first-person shooter game, like
Yeah.
just to check, you quickly do this. If, in this game, if you do that, they go, what was that? Like something moved over there. If you just like hit the peek button and do this and go like, you still get the exact same view,
But they don't see you.
but essentially you're just going like this,
Huh.
and they don't see your face, as opposed to like moving your entire body out from the outside the wall. So, and the mechanics work. Like I am enjoying playing this game, which I'm not a huge first-person.
Yeah, like, because you weren't really interested until I showed you that one trailer.
Yeah, and I think the fact that it was more of a, like, I didn't have to run and gun the entire way through a level.
Yeah.
I like that. This game, there's literally a level where you have to go to a high-class party. It's a masquerade ball, and there's an achievement for not ruining the party.
Haha. That's
It's like
awesome.
you have to complete your objectives without pissing anybody off or doing something stupid in a drunken rage or shooting all the guards.
So be stealth.
And not even stealth, because you're at a masquerade ball in a mask.
Right.
So you were literally just a guest, kind of there like,
We still have to get
what
your
up?
objectives done.
But you have to take out your objective. Can you do it stealthily, and can you do it without anybody seeing? Because there's guests everywhere. Like,
That sounds fun.
so that's what I mean. So that, like, you get into a level and you can just walk into the house, shoot the person in the face,
And walk it.
blink past all the guards, get back to the boat. The level can be done in like 5 minutes.
Or give yourself a challenge.
And I've found that I have tried giving myself a challenge, and sometimes the levels themselves are just their own challenge. It's like Prince of Persia, where you end up trying to like scale weird buildings. So yeah, Dishonored, and then I guess that's
it, eh?
I think so.
Mhm.
I turned on my PlayStation 3. I updated DC Universe Online.
Yeah, I'm not even bothering that way.
I created a really cool character that I haven't even started playing yet. He was on there. I was like, oh yeah, I remember making you like 2 months ago, and then not playing. NFL Blitz is free for PlayStation Plus members. I played
A
a
couple
bit
of
of
games are free.
Yeah.
A couple of decent ones.
I played a bit of that, and I mean it's horrendous football.
Oh yeah, it's you're not going in for sim, you're going for fun.
Oh yeah, and it
Ridiculous.
is ridiculousness because the first down's every like 30 yards instead of 10, and you have to literally throw the ball as soon as it gets hiked or you get tackled. It's and I've thrown it back to people who have then launched it even further. Like it becomes this.
Is it 3-on-3 online?
You know, I haven't even looked at the online stuff. I started to because there's this weird season mode kind of thing, but you have to play online, and I was like, oh, because I was just gonna start a season mode, but you can unlock stupid characters, like there's a clown, you can unlock Cheesehead from Green Bay, they have like the cheese block on their head, so.
I'm guessing there's a mascot costume for almost everyone.
I'm not sure if it's for everybody, or if it's just like, here's some iconic idiots that you see in a football crowd.
Yeah.
And here's just some weird characters. Like I would not be thrown off if there was a pirate somewhere. Like just randomly, like there's a clown.
Maybe a dolphin. A dolphin mascot throwing football. That would be pretty awesome.
And see that, yeah. So either way, it's goofy and fun. And if you have PlayStation Plus, go download it. Cause yeah, I actually, and it was funny. I was playing it. I preferred that over Madden 13.
Yeah, but
I enjoyed the ridiculousness and just pure fun of this.
I miss those street games though, like the NFL,
And I miss
NFL
those,
Street,
yes.
and then was there a FIFA Street as well?
Yeah, there was FIFA Street, there was NBA Street.
Yeah. Yeah, NBA obviously, yeah.
Yeah, NBA was.
There's a couple of those wacky NBA games. There's what was it, like NBA Jam and NBA Street.
And the NBA Streets were the one that started the whole street game thing. Because it was like, well, we'll just do. It was pretty much off of NBA Jam, where it was 3-on-3.
Yeah.
But they're like, do crazy amounts of tricks before scoring, and you'll go.
I really like those though, because I can't stand the super simulation of those sports games. They get too boring for me and too repetitive.
Well, see, I don't mind. Like, it depends if they do it well. If they make me feel like I'm playing the sport, but making it look like I'm doing it well, I'm okay with it. But like Madden, where all of a sudden they're like, okay, here's real physics, here's this, here's that.
I can't do that stuff personally. I can't.
Yeah, that bugs me. Like,
but no, even for me, like even just the ones that we have now, I can't stand them because there's something about me that I can't sit down and play those games for long stretches of time because I just find that it's like the same game back and forth.
Well, see, and
maybe that's because maybe that's why I don't really watch a lot of sports. But
see, that's my problem too. Is like I like playing hockey on my consoles. But hockey, I find, is a very fast-paced sport. You never know exactly what's going to happen.
Hockey's a little bit different, but football, there's always breaks and here and there.
Football, there's breaks, there's downs, there's this, there's that, there's huddles every single time. And yes, your tactics, well, my tactics don't change, but like your tactic can change. You can run the ball, you can throw the ball, but it's essentially just this big push back and forth. Whereas hockey, you get it on a breakaway, the goalie makes a really good save, and you go, oh, shoot. Well, that breakaway might not happen ever again. Football and soccer, to me, even the video games are.
I much rather prefer watching soccer though. Soccer, like I'd rather watch it rather than play because it's when you boil it down, it's really really slow because you gotta watch a dude dribble the ball like halfway across the field.
It's a big game of Pong.
Yeah.
Football, I don't mind watching.
Football, I'll watch football.
And again, it's a crowd thing. And baseball, they finally figured out good ways of doing baseball. Those little cute games of baseball where there's the RPG element of like do a little.
Are those the EA ones though?
No, those
are the
MLB Power Pros or whatever they are. I'm not sure if the series is still ongoing, but it used to, like, you literally have to, like, you went on dates, you went on this, you did that. Like, there was this side thing as well to playing baseball.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like, okay, beat that baseball game. Let's go to another baseball game, and you're literally like, okay. And the lovely thing about that is they skip. If you're at bat, if you're not batting, like.
Yeah, that sounds funner.
It just skips to the action-y parts of.
Because baseball is inherently a very boring sport.
And long, yes. Baseball's one of those ones where you go to a place to watch it because you're with friends, having a beer, eating.
Yeah, you're not like sitting there going like, whoa.
And there are people like that's where you get hecklers at baseball games. Like you don't get people who sit there like starting like a chant or something. You get people sitting there yelling at the umpire, yelling at the batter, yelling at the pitcher. And you get those old guys sitting there with their little like stat books. They really like the stat aspect of it.
I'm really interested to see how many copies Sony sold of MLB 12.
I don't know.
MLB the show, because that's the one their big showcase was for the Vita and the PS3, where you could play your same game back and forth.
I can tell you that the NBA Connect game, that was a rhythm game but used basketball.
Yeah.
Sold 3,000 whole copies in the first month.
That doesn't sound nearly as impressive as it
should. I don't know who thought that was a good idea for a game.
I saw that when I was in store shelves. I saw it on store shelves and it said blah 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 blah, and then it had the Connect logo on it. I'm like, what? I don't understand why. And then it came with a basketball, didn't it? The special edition or something?
I have no idea.
I think the special edition came with like some sort of inflatable basketball.
And here's the problem. Like, okay, you could not play that game because you live in an apartment and your people below you would kill you.
Yes.
Because you would.
Do you need a ball to play?
You need a ball. You literally.
Then I'm pretty sure the game that I saw with the ball was a special edition.
That would not surprise me because you would literally have to on screen, instead of Guitar Hero where you click numbers, you have to bounce the ball to the beat, and then you get points for doing extra little things with the ball. But that's how. So there's music playing.
Did you try playing this game?
No, I have watched video of idiots playing this game, and like, because they have NBA stars.
Yeah.
At their big promotion, they got all these NBA people who.
I don't watch.
I don't know who they are.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, no, he's.
Shaq O'Neal.
Well, he's there, but he doesn't dribble all that much. He just kind of stands there and looks imposing.
He passes.
Yeah. He doesn't even shoot.
Yeah. How do you simulate passing if you need to, throw your basketball at your TV?
Oh no, it's not that. Like it's dribbling to the beat.
That sounds kind of dumb.
So, you remember Donkey Kong had those bongos?
Bongos? Yeah. The bongos.
At least that was kind of like, and which is rhythm. Drums are rhythm.
Yes.
And again, drums can sit in your lap and you can go This game literally requires you to bounce a basketball on the floor.
And what if you have carpet?
That was my other thing. My room has carpet.
Like 90% of your place that you play games have carpet.
Yeah. The only room that I could play in that has enough room has enough breakable objects in it that I would not bounce a basketball in there anyways. So, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but thank God the sales numbers showed up at 3,000 and they'll never, ever, ever try this again.
That might go down in history as one of the worst selling games of all time.
Yeah, like, at least E.T. was a bad game, but people bought it.
Yeah, more for the shit. This game got rushed.
Oh, and it was E.T.
Yeah, everyone had to get it.
This game, you pick it up and you go, well, what's this? Well, you dribble a basketball in time to this music.
With your Kinect.
With your Kinect. So, I'm not sure if they want you to take your Kinect outside. Because again, even the promotional stuff was all, here's a bunch of NBA basketball players.
I don't see how
playing basketball in a big, like they had a warehouse with a cement ground and some TVs set up and these like NBA people, dribbling and doing tricks. And you're going, well, that looks highly impressive, but I don't own a warehouse.
Nor do I want to do that.
Well, and again,
not everyone has a man cave.
No.
to do this.
And if I had a man cave, it would have the plushest carpet ever.
So you could sleep on it.
Well, yeah, like if I'm gonna be, gaming and doing whatever, I want to sit on, like I like sitting on floors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I have my own man cave, that thing's gonna have like a carpet that's cushy and yeah, I could literally curl up and go to sleep on kind of thing. Like, I'm aiming for comfort in a man cave, not...
Some people might like hardwood floors.
And again, if you have a pool table, you want a harder floor to sit a pool table on, but again, I don't have, I don't know that many people with that much room in a...
I've yet to see someone with a pool table in their house.
I've known people with pool tables.
Well, I've seen people with enough room for one, doesn't mean they've had
I've seen people with pool tables, but...
It's kind of crazy.
But yeah, like, either way,
Mm-hmm.
going from sports games, I just had to bring that one up, because I thought 3,000 units sold in one whole month.
That's a lot. That's. Do we have the numbers for the Sketchpad one, for the U-Draw tablets?
That probably sold more than this.
That's a shame. Maybe the U-Draw guys should work with the
NBA people. So you can draw a basketball bouncing to the beat.
Yeah. Tap on the screen.
That's like, yeah, even the U-Draw thing, at least you could like draw to the beat, do something stupid.
Well, at least in basketball, you're practicing your basketball.
Well, and that's what they wanted. That's what they were really touting, was you can practice like all of your cool moves.
I can practice Dance Central all I want. Doesn't mean I'm gonna look cooler at the dance floor.
Well, and that was my other thing too. Is with this NBA game, I don't play basketball. Like I can dribble a ball.
Yeah, everyone can dribble a ball.
And I can marginally shoot a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like it won't always go in, but I can at least get it to hit the rim. But like,
I don't know.
How am I supposed to win?
Let's get off that topic. That sounds really depressing.
I know.
The fact that that is a thing.
I don't even know why they tried. Either way, they did.
It's like saying the Star Wars Kinect game should have come with a plastic lightsaber.
Essentially, yes. And, but yeah, NFL Blitz, fun game. Go get it if you're a PlayStation Plus member.
There's a lot of games you should get as a PlayStation Plus.
You should. If it comes up for free, download it and give it a shot, because you cannot lose. So.
And if you like the game, keep playing it. I know that Lead and Gold game, that Western shooter.
Yep.
I played that for like a month or two. That game was genuinely fun.
Well, that Payday or...
Yeah, and that's the next one. That's the next big game.
Well, because I played Gotham City Imposters for a pretty long amount of time.
I hated Gotham City Imposters.
I wasn't a huge fan of it, but like there was that leveling aspect where I'm like, okay, if I can just get this next item, I should be okay.
Gotham City Imposters made me feel like I was playing Quake with Batman skins over it. And
pretty much.
I didn't enjoy that because I loved Quake and Quake 2 as a kid, and this was not even nearly as fun because not only was I not even playing as Joker or Batman, I was playing as their posers.
Yeah, and that was my biggest thing, was the game made no sense to me.
Yeah, like Batman blah 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 doesn't have to kill. We can.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? That doesn't get... It's weird. Like, on paper, it sounded like a great idea.
It could have, yes.
Yes. On paper, it's like, yeah, this game would be amazing. And then they made it.
And even if you didn't kill people, like, if they could have found a way not to kill people, knock people out, do
like
something.
Like a tranquilizer gun or something.
Yeah, do something goofy.
Or it's what do you call those? Tasers.
Yeah, and especially fighting the Joker.
Yeah.
You can come up with some really goofy, weird weapons.
Well, the Joker policies, people I can imagine, I can see those people killing, but not the Batman guys.
But yeah, that's what I mean. So, but I think if they would have made it cartoonier and a little bit goofier.
I think it was the overall feel of that game. It was cartoony.
Yes.
But then they stepped backwards into the serious realm for a little bit.
Yeah.
For a long time. Because it's the same guys that did the Fear games, right?
Right.
So they just took their multiplayer engine and slapped Batman skins over it.
Right.
And said, let's do this.
Yeah.
We already have like how many explosive weapons? We'll just reskin them.
Yeah. And the other game I've been playing, of course, is World of Warcraft. I'm still 3 quarters left till 90. And I've been reading the forums. People have been bitching about the questing experience because they take away our flying mounts once we hit Pandaria, because they want you to actually quest. And they've made the quest chains really long, and it takes, someone's sitting there going a good solid 12 hours. You can hit level 90 if you want to. Well, I've just been questing. I haven't really been running dungeons, that kind of stuff. So, but questing's been great. The quest lines have been good. The stories have been good.
Well, I think it's most of the people that want to get in and out.
They want to hit endgame. That's all these people are like, I can't get to endgame, I can't get to endgame, I can't get to endgame. And you go, why is endgame? And then they get bored. Mm-hmm. Like I sit there going, guys, enjoy this game. Like I haven't felt this good about this game since it first came out. Mm. That is how much of an enjoyable experience I have been having. Is it feels like I'm playing the game again that I played 8 years ago.
No, it wasn't as bad as Cataclysm.
Cataclysm I liked.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Like Cataclysm was the first step in the right direction, but like the Lich King one, they were trying to. It was like, okay, get to the highest level right away, as fast as you possibly can, and all the content will be waiting there for you.
It'll be a Death Knight.
Yeah, and you go, okay, why am I leveling? So just level, get to 70 to 80, and there'll be endgame content. And you go, okay, should I enjoy my experience through? No. Okay. Like this one's got their quests all kind of connecting in one way, shape, or form. There's an actual like the story's going to move forward with the next patch. Like people like high big leaders are going to either switch out or die, or like there's going to be changes. Like a story's actually developing. And I'm sitting there going,
well, they ran out of the story after Lich King, right? So
they ran out of the story after and then people complain because they've been going back to old bad guys for so long. Mm-hmm. But that's what any series ever does. Mm-hmm. You always go back to.
How many times has Osla tried to come back in Metal Gear?
Well, that's what I mean. Well, there's even book series where a bad guy will disappear for like 12 books, and all of a sudden it's like, can't think of a good villain for this book. I'll just bring him back. And it's like, shouldn't he be 105 by now? He found the fountain of youth. Like, they'll come up with whatever excuse they can possibly come up with, but
how's Osla? How's he still alive?
Yeah.
Nano machines.
They'll find ways. Either way, I'm playing World of Warcraft and getting my little farm bill in my World of Warcraft and grow.
That sounds so stupid.
Once I hit level 90, apparently the whole dynamic, then the social dynamic thing starts up, and I actually have to start cooking for people.
You can poison people?
No.
Mad cat disease.
Well, that's people are complaining because
Mad yak disease.
You used to, because you get reputation. Mm-hmm. And before you could just get a tabard, run dungeons, and you'd gain reputation. Mm-hmm. You can't do that this expansion. You actually have to do all their like daily quests. Mm-hmm. So all these people literally log on, do all of their dailies, and then they complain because they're like, well, I had to grind rep for an hour, and that was the only hour I had to play. And it's like, then get on and play the game for fun. Like, there's going to be at least another year before the next expansion comes out.
I would say even 2. I'd wager 2.
Blizzard's aiming for a patch every year, yeah. Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, you got another year before the expansion comes out. You have another, like, it's not like they're going to release the next patch in the next week. Mm-hmm. Take your time and just go in and have fun. Like, that's, I don't know. MMO people are weird. I log in and have fun. People log in and go crazy.
I'm thinking I'm going to get Final Fantasy 14 to try. But only if they give it to me for free.
Either way, what have you been playing, Tony?
Walking Dead episode 4 came out.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
I started.
I finished it. I couldn't put it down. There's too much tense things going on. People die. People live. You find new survivors. You know, old survivors run away. I still have Kenny with me.
Okay.
That's not really a big spoiler. He's a big character.
I figure he'd kind of stick around.
Yeah, he's still with you. No
matter how much of a jerk you are to Kenny.
I'm warming up to him. There's actually a scene at the end where you decide, Lee has to decide who does he bring with him to the sort of the final confrontation between unknown bad guy.
Yeah.
And it kind of boils down to like, you want to bring Kenny, but then he's kind of like thinking about all the decisions that you made in the past 4 episodes, and being like, you've never really stuck behind me in the back. Why should I come with you? And then you have to come up with the option of like convincing him to come with you, and then you can. And the interesting thing about this, the end of this episode is there's no trailer for the 5th episode. They don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. It's a very good idea, seeing as what's about to happen.
and it's the finale. They don't want to.
It is the finale. They don't want to spoil it, but you are left in a tight bind. with something that won't be changed if you do the wrong word choice.
So it's definitely a cliffhanger in this
It
one.
is a huge cliffhanger.
As opposed to the other ones where it was...
It was like, you expect shit to go down, but...
But not right away, like,
No.
You get to the hotel. From the hotel, you get on a train. From the train.
In episode 4, you finally make it to, I can't remember the city, it's like Georgia or saying something. A place with a boat.
Yes, there's.
Because that was the big thing.
You were trying to get onto a boat and sail out to sea.
Yeah, that was in episode 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It was Kenny's all gung ho about trying to find a boat.
Yeah.
Well, you finally get to that city, and other issues arise.
Yes.
You may or may not be able to get a boat. Things always look grim in the situation. So, you try to trust the locals or no? Yes, you do. Again, there's a lot more shooting this time actually, because I guess Lee and company, they're not afraid of gunfire. So there's about 5 or 6 instances where you have to pull out a gun and shoot. And obviously it's not like Call of Duty aiming. You just make sure the gun frame is in the sight of the zombie, and he'll just shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of instances where it's like you get 3 seconds to shoot 6 zombies.
Oh yeah.
And it's like holy shit, you missed. Not like you're gonna shoot anyone else, but you miss, you lose that time.
Yeah.
And then something else will happen.
Zombies slowly keep approaching.
And they made, I think, the decision that who you choose to bring to you in the final confrontation of the episode, like whatever is in the beginning of episode 5, it's going to be extremely drastic, because they actually give you on the end of the episode, they go, well, percentage of people chose this, percentage of people chose this. Well, they go even a little bit further than that this time by showing you what percentage of people brought this combination of people, what percentage of people brought this combination of people, or how many people just went by themselves, stuff like that. So, big changes for episode 5. I can't wait for it.
Do you think, and because I've kind of been thinking about this while I've been playing, because I've enjoyed my Walking Dead experience for the game, do you feel that they could do another Walking Dead game with a completely different cast of characters and still?
Totally, completely. They could.
Like, would you buy?
I would buy that in a heartbeat.
The Walking Dead with a different subtitle underneath, and it was a completely different story. 5 more episodes, kind of.
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Maybe a lead and makes a kind of cameo right at somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, maybe you are part of the survivors that branch off somewhere else.
And that's what I mean, there's that couple that you meet in the train in episode 3, maybe you could have been with their little group beforehand, kind of. Like, that's what I mean.
What I'm thinking they're going to be doing is after the episode 5 comes out, they'll let people start playing that, going, oh my god, that's an amazing game.
Yeah.
They're going to make a disc-based version of it.
Oh, I just
for $30 or something like that for, plus additional content behind the scenes, interviews, blah, 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 blah.
Special edition.
Like, I will not, because this is Telltale's most successful game, I think, to date.
Yes.
I think
everyone that they keep doing just keeps
getting better and better.
Yeah.
Like the Sound of Max stuff was their first sort of
foray into all that stuff.
And then they had Back to the Future,
which sold really well.
Yeah, Back to the Future did pretty good.
Because there was a collector's edition of that ended up coming out for the PC.
Mm-hmm. And then they had the Jurassic Park game, which I think was just about the same as the Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, yeah.
And then now there's The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, Walking Dead's such a big success, anyways.
It's a huge.
With the show and the comics
and everyone, I don't know.
And they have done such a good job. Like,
the writing is really well done. I kind of know the guy that is actually writing the episodes, Gary Whitta. He actually wrote a movie called another post-apocalyptic movie. I can't remember. For the life of me, I can't do it. I can't think of it. It'll come to me at the end, but he did the writing for it, and it's a really solid job. I can't wait to see what decisions are going back, because I'm really looking forward to going back again from episode 1
and playing through.
And doing completely different, like being a complete dick to Kenny, or like completely agreeing with him, or
I still want to do one where it's like the silent protagonist the whole way.
But yeah, you still have that option in episode 4, like depending on. Like,
and I did at one point. There was a thing that came up, and I was reading the options, and that ticker went so freaking fast.
Oh, I know.
I said absolutely nothing, and everybody's like, "Fine, don't make a decision," and I'm like.
Yeah, the tickers get really.
Like, depending on the situation, they could be.
At the end of episode 3, you had a chance to teach little. What's her name again? I was just playing it a couple days ago. M? No.
The girl.
The girl.
The girl that has been following you around since the very first episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
You teach her how to use a gun.
Yep.
And how well she might save your life. She might save your life. Because there's a scene where that pops up and like you're shooting the zombies and then you're obviously getting overwhelmed. And then she might save your life if you taught her right. So that's always a good thing. You know, backtracking into the previous episodes.
But that's what I like, and I like the aspect of an apocalypse game following
human drama
and survival, like that kind of stuff,
survival.
as opposed to every post-apocalyptic game that you get, which
Fallout.
is Fallout wasn't bad.
It got boring after a while though.
But I mean, like you get your Left 4 Dead zombie games, you get like all these zombie games are like mow down the zombies, shoot the zombies, do this.
The zombies are the villain.
Dead Island was supposed to kind of, it looked like it was going to be a...
Valve actually went back with Left 4 Dead and, you know, after they made the first game, they started realizing, hey, this is a really popular game. We're going to make a sequel, and everyone made a big fuss about that. But then they started filling in the gaps with actual story.
Yeah.
So that stuff started getting really interesting with Left 4 Dead. I'm really interested to see what Valve does with that series. Because I'm actually pretty surprised there's no Left 4 Dead 3 coming out.
Yeah.
Just based off of how popular it was. I think it's just because they don't want the backlash they did from 1 to 2.
I think too, like with these games, you know, the shooting could be better.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this game was AAA title kind of thing, as opposed to really, really, really well done arcade title.
What, the Left 4 Dead stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
The problem with the Left 4 Dead stuff is that it's always based off of the source engine. And as
not Left 4 Dead, but the Walking Dead games.
The Walking Dead games, yeah.
If it was a AAA title as opposed to the like really well done arcade titles, you know, the action scenes would be, you know, cover-based shooting. This kind of like, you know, you'd actually hop into the game like an actual game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you know, now it is point and click. Like as opposed to being a point and click kind of adventure game, it would be a, you know, kind of more actiony.
I'm interested to see
with the social aspect stuff.
I'm really interested to see how the PC ones fare, just because of how much more action that episode 4 had than 3.
I've been doing okay so far.
Okay.
Like I've gotten down into that tunnel where you get separated from.
You've got about hour and a half left.
That's what I figured. That's why I stopped playing that night.
Yeah,
so I kind of figured that was.
That's not a bad place to stop.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, I like don't get me wrong. I like the Walking Dead games. I just feel that if someone not making a Walking Dead game, but just making a zombie game, would take that approach to it, where there's there's this human drama that's going on. Because if you're trapped in a mall with zombies, you're not going to be like all calm and nice and not freaking out. Like there's going to be someone who's
you're not the guy in the back going like, I secretly wish for this to happen. You know, holding a gun.
Like and there's stuff like even whatever those games are where you are stuck in a mall.
Dead Rising.
Yeah. With the, you know, comedic zombies, like the sheer number of them and all that stuff. Something like that, where you do have a little safe haven, but you have to actually go back to the safe haven every once in a while to like make sure everybody's okay, calm people down, maybe even like find food and bring it back, like make it an actual survival game, as opposed to a...
That's what I'm thinking Last of Us is going to be like, on PS3. That one, I mean, last E3, they didn't even show any of the monsters in that game. It was all human bandits and stuff that you had to, you know, outsmart and outwit. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to whatever Naughty Dog's doing with that game.
Because that would make me happier. Because I'm just tired of shooting zombies,
fighting mindless zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's why
I agree. That's why The Walking Dead is so successful, is because they have all that different dynamic.
Well, that's why I liked the show. Like I haven't obviously watched a lot of it, but it was instead of the zombie movies where, you know, people are just
shooting zombies.
Well, the shooting zombies and making really stupid things just to make the movie go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's that general thing that every zombie movie kind of has.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 of the people survive at the end out of like the 12 that started.
No, but
The Walking Dead actually deals with.
You never know who's gonna actually live.
Yeah. Well, and my thing with The Walking Dead too is if you're trapped in a mall, don't leave the mall. Like in all these zombie movies, they're like, oh, we have to get out of here.
Yeah,
like,
we gotta find survival.
why do you have to find more people? Why do you have to escape this mall?
That's why
chill out for a couple months, see what happens.
Especially if you're in a mall filled with, you know, food.
Yeah. And that was always my thing was, why are you trying to get out of these places? Hunker down for a while, assess the situation, and then proceed. And that's what The Walking Dead does is...
Yeah, it helps.
It takes its time with these stories.
And not to mention, it puts you in the center of the drama.
Oh yeah, and the game
it makes
totally...
it gives you, like, you have to decide who lives, who dies, or who do you want to bring this information to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the whole, I don't know, I guess spoilers of episode 3 by this point. But the whole Ben situation,
right,
where he's the guy doing all that stuff with the drugs earlier, like you have to make a decision. Do you tell everyone else, or do you just tell Kenny, or do you tell, you know, one person, or just tell him not to tell anyone?
Yeah, just keep it quiet and shut
up. Yeah, wait until you're a little bit safer.
The more I keep trying to protect Ben, the more I regret it.
I know.
He's an idiot.
I don't like him either. But you know what? I'm not the kind of guy to let someone die. Like that's why the girl, can't remember her name, but I let her live. I brought her onto the van and she's fucking stole it.
Yeah. Stole your caravan from me.
So I'm interested to see how if that comes back, which I don't think it will.
It does in the comics apparently. She comes in.
Oh.
That's why, because Graham, we are friends with Harrison, who used to work together. Harrison is like this huge Walking Dead fan, so he knows because he's read the comics. Certain people are going to go away. Certain people are going to, like in the very first episode when that guy dies underneath the tractor, like you have to choose between that guy and the kid. He chose the kid because he knew that guy was not in the comics, but the rest of his family was. So he knew that the guy was going to die right then and there. So he's like, pick the kid because the guy's going to die. There's no way that guy is going to be able to survive because he doesn't exist within the comic book realm.
That's playing a little bit meta though.
But that's how it goes. It is following the comics to that point.
Oh, it's
Lily, who is with you.
Lily, that's her name. Yeah.
Yeah, and she, like I left her to die essentially. She does not die. Like she pops up in the comics later on. So I'm like, whoa.
So
that's why he knew it didn't matter what he did. She was going to take off anyway, so he just left her, I think. Whereas Graham did the same thing as you, brought her back in the thing, and she stole the RV. And Harrison was just like, she had to go away at some point, because she shows up in the comics without the rest of you people, so.
I think that's kind of cheating.
I know, I kind of keep thinking that too, I'm like.
That's like
precognition on all of your, not all of the decisions, but a good portion of, like, if you.
The big ones.
Yeah, if you recognize a character, you go, they're gonna disappear at some point they're gonna disappear. So, and I mean, if you know Lily's gonna go away, you side with Kenny. Because Lily's not gonna be a decision maker later on in the story. You know that. Because
now knowing all that stuff that I know from episode 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know what I would do. Like, who do I keep alive in the very beginning? Like, do I keep?
I'm gonna play I'm essentially going to play the exact opposite of what I played. And then I'm going to do the silent thing. I think I'm going to do the silent thing in between just to kind of break up the story. And then I'm going to play through again and choose all the opposite stuff, kind of what I did in the first one. So if I'm usually a nice guy. I try to make everybody like...
Yeah,
I try to treat everybody equally.
Of all the 3 decisions that I usually get, obviously I don't choose the ... one. But I always choose the one where it's like, guys, we can figure this out later.
We'll all get
along. And then it pops up on the thing like, you are undecided.
Yeah. It's like later on, you guys will all be buddies and we'll
figure this out.
Yeah, we'll figure this out. Don't worry about it. So we'll figure it out when everything is sunshine and rainbows, everybody. Like if we all don't like each other after we survive, we'll split apart. For now, let's stick together. No, I don't like him. He's purple.
So yeah, I finished Walking into episode 4. It's tense. It's very terse right now. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. Borderlands 2, I'm still
plugging away.
Yeah, I'm having an absolute joyride in that game.
Excellent.
I just found a rocket launcher that does 9,000 damage. To put in perspective, the average rifle does about 150. I'm at level what do you call it? Level 30? No, 26. Level 26 right now, and my output's around 200, 300 damage points per damage. that rocket launcher does 9K. So I don't even use it to shoot dudes down, because I'll hold on to my rockets.
Right.
When I go down the last, like, you know, the second, or fight for your life, if you kill a dude there, you pop back up. So I keep my rockets for then, switch to my rocket launcher, move to a dude that's got like, you know, it doesn't even matter how much health they have, but they'll go down. They'll go down, and then I come back up. Yeah. So I'm like, well, whatever. I have this Borderlands groove like planned all the way out. I swear, it's amazing. I've got, you know, you want to find the right relics to boost whatever skills you want to buff up. Because right now my commando, I chose commando. His little turret thing, the cooldown is about 15 seconds. So I'll throw him out, and plus he's got the bubble shield. I'll just stand in there, reload all my guns as the turret's shooting dudes, and I'll come back out and I'll start, you know, wrecking havoc again. So, from my guess, I am about just over 3/4 of the way through. I just hit the not the Badlands, a place where the villain's called the sheriff or something like that. Someone who Jack put into place. So I finally met up with all the Vault Hunters. They're all in the game, and man, they're all awesome because they're like, man, it's because sometimes when you walk by them, they might not have a quest for you, but you can hear, you know, banter between themselves because they were Vault Hunters in the first game. Yeah. So they have stories. So Lilith and Roland will be like, oh, remember the time, blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah. And then Mordecai had to get us out of that jam, blah, 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 blah. And, like, it's great. Or, like, man, it's nice not having to take quests for a change. Just, like, dumb little, like, Gearbox-esque things.
See, that's why I believe Gearbox can actually pull off a Duke Nukem game.
Yeah, they've got the stuff. They don't know, who knows. The humor is actually, it's gone up and down. The Handsome Jack is really starting to get on my nerves. But I think that's...
Is he supposed to, though?
I think he is, to make the kill of him at the end of the game that much more satisfying. Yeah. Because there's literally a city that he built from the ground up that is praising him for all of the achievements that happened in Borderlands 1. Like, blah, 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 blah. I put the vault key into the thing, and I destroyed the monster inside. And there's some Vault Hunters that I killed on the way here. And of course he didn't kill them, obviously, but it's all like propaganda. Yep. And yeah, I'm having a blast with that game. There's no stopping the content in it. There's just so many missions.
Well, that's good.
All the time. It's just insane. And they've gone a little bit crazier with some of the weapons. Notably some of the ones that talk back to you. There's weapons that, well, for example, the Hyperion Corporation, that's sort of the big villain entity that Jack owns, but you're still able to buy some of the weapons. So sometimes they'll be like, here's a free Hyperion weapon on us, and you think it's gonna like explode in your face, but it really doesn't. But you'll be shooting it, it reloads. Instead of the reloading sound, it'll go something like, oh, if you didn't have to shoot so much, you didn't have to reload. Instead of the reloading sound, or it's like when you hit them in the head, oh, you murderer! And I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. Or if you get the shield, where it's like, oh, and then you run on the shield. Sorry, boss, I'm empty. Instead of the shield depletion like sound, it's great. Like little random touches like that here and there that make the game just that much more enjoyable.
Which is, I mean, it's good because it keeps you going.
I know, and I'm not sure if I want to buy the DLC just yet. I mostly don't want to get it just in spite of the fact that the game practically just came out. I'm confused. I've been told it's a fantastic DLC, like on par with Skyrim's DLC. Yeah. The Dawnguard one. Yeah. Like it's up to there in terms of quality. But I'm just confused on the fact that it's so early.
Well, they were working on it as soon as that game went gold, and they couldn't get into the game, and.
Well, that's what the Necromancer was, and that's out now. If you want to get it, it's $10, or if you pre-order the game, you just have it in a patch. But I'm actually looking forward to playing the Necromancer eventually. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to it after the game's done, though. I want to finish up because I'm on the build for the Commando to have 2 turrets instead of 1. So turret on the wall, turret on the wall.
Profit.
Win. Yeah, just win. I'm about 4 levels away from that, so I'm plugging away. I found the Minecraft stuff.
Oh, good.
You have to farm him. You have to farm the Minecraft stuff because you only get about 2 Minecraft drops per run-in, and you get anything from anywhere from the blockheads to skins to vehicle skins. It's awesome. When you get to the spot, you actually have to hit the blocks. You can't shoot them. The black coal blocks drop ammo, and the gold ones drop gold. And the creepers actually, I was busy, mining some stuff, and the creepers actually snuck up behind me, and they didn't kill me. They were level 15, I was level 20 at the time, so the level difference was too far apart for them to do anything. But they got up on me. You don't hear them until the last second, like a real creeper. And then there's a badass creeper, which is like 2 times the size of a regular creeper.
Not what I need. My dreams are already terrified.
I'm really surprised how accurate it was to Minecraft. I'm guessing the Gearbox guys were in talks with Notch.
Well, they must have been.
And Mojang.
Probably one of those things that Notch was busy with but couldn't talk about all the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, this is happening in the game. Oh, you guys found out already? Oh, never mind then.
Yeah. Yeah, I love when his little tweets every once in a while. It's like, going to a meeting, can't talk about it. No, really, guys, can't talk about it. You'll find out soon enough.
Eventually.
Yeah. You're never sure if you actually find out or not.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm really hoping to finish Borderlands real soon, just because I want to play Dishonored.
Yeah.
Real bad. And that's about it for...
Bold as a fish. Yeah.
I haven't really been doing a lot. So.
No, because, well, we've had issues, I guess. We'll go with that.
Yes, let's say issues.
Issues. Conflicting issues. And sickness. So.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
We'll be back on track, we swear.
Somewhere along the lines.
Yep.
I watched Angels and Demons. That was a boring ass movie.
What'd you watch?
Angels and Demons. That's the Tom Hanks sequel to Da Vinci's Code. Yeah.
Which is really the prequel.
Prequel, sequel, I don't know anymore. It was really poorly done.
They wrote it as a sequel, but in the books it's the prequel. Well, it's not a prequel. It's the first book in the series. It just didn't cause as much as a kerfuffle as the Da Vinci Code did. So the Da Vinci Code caused the kerfuffle, which caused everybody to read that book, and then all of a sudden he was like, "You guys know I wrote a book before that with the same character," and everybody's like, "Snap!"
Talking with Illuminati and trying to,
The book was fantastic. I preferred Angels and Demons, the book, to Da Vinci Code.
Okay, because I didn't mind the Da Vinci Code. I thought it was a little slow at times.
The movie...
the book I thought was a little slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, maybe I'll pick up Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons is a good one. And I have his third one. That's another Robert Langdon book, but... time to read personal books. No. Who do I think I am?
A person?
I don't know. And going up, I'm going to post it tomorrow once I actually get some pictures, but toy review as something different. And I don't know, I hinted at a certain playset for Christmas, so just hoping. Just hoping. Because I really like that big playset now that I have 4 turtles. Either who.
Santa may be helping. Santa might help you.
I don't think Santa will, because I think Santa's going to probably help me with the Wii U, but...
You're helping Santa help you?
Yeah. But,
that's coming up soon.
I know.
Like a month.
Less than a month.
Less than a month, that's crazy.
It's getting sent to my house, finally got all that stuff figured out too.
I'd probably still pre-order one.
I don't know, they sold out in the States, so.
I'm not gonna worry about it though.
But, no, there was this whole thing where they're like, we need to verify your card, call this number. I'm like, what the heck? So I emailed them like 1,200 times. They're like, just call this number. And I'm like, okay. Called, and it's like, I pre-ordered off Best Buy. I call this number, and it goes, welcome to Future Shop's online help thing. And I know there's partner companies, but I'm like...
annoying as shit.
And it's like, can you type in the, order number thing, and so we can verify stuff. So I, punch in the thing, and it goes, cool, and you're calling from this phone number? Cool. Thanks.
And that's it?
And I'm like, that's all you needed me to do. So I emailed them back and I went, okay, I called that number and it sent me to Future Shop. Just confused as to like, is everything, and they sent an email back, your stuff's fine, and I'm like, it's all like, it's ready to go, and I'm like, okay, thank you.
We don't have the unions yet. But.
And then I get that email like 3 days later, like, oh, we don't have a Wii U unit in yet, but once we do, we'll ship it to you.
I get one every month for that Game of Avengers box set that never showed up.
We don't have the item yet, but when we do, boy howdy, you're gonna get one.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, I know you don't have Wii U's yet. If you had Wii U's and we're not sending them out, I would be like,
they can't.
Perturbed. Wow. Sure they could.
No, they could.
Sure they could.
You're not gonna be on the front headlines of Kotaku going, man gets Wii U early.
Man gets Wii U like a month early. Well, they got all those like, what, 6-year-old kids working on Wii's, don't they?
Okay, that's not actually true.
I know.
Okay, that's kind of silly, but not true. Not even a little.
Either who, folks. No news. Just what we've been doing. Because news is iPod touches and iPad minis and
rumors.
Yeah.
Something little's coming. One more little thing. That's what the press release says. Another little thing.
A new Nano.
Bye. iPhone mini.
Search the web for it.
Shut up, Siri. It doesn't even say that. It didn't even say. She's angry at me.
She's not talking to you.
Are you angry at me? This is what the whole episode is gonna be. Me yelling at Siri.
I'm sorry, you monster.
She didn't.
I'm afraid I can't answer that.
I can't believe she didn't reply, that bitch. Did you record button?
I hit the record button. I'm going to.
Would you like to ask Siri something awesome?
No, I'm good.
Why not?
I'm good.
Siri, who's the father?
Would you like me to search the web for who's the father?
Siri, who's the boss?
What day is it today? You gotta get this right. Come on.
Let me check on that.
What, David?
Okay, you monster. Here you go.
Well, you got it right. Today is Friday, but I don't know why. What?
You asked what David it was.
What David?
What David today?
Today in David, Chiriqui, Panama. Huh. I can't even read that. That's terrible. Something about weather. Stock markets crashed on the Black Monday. Oh, what is the stock of THQ? I know she can do this one.
You monster. I couldn't find the stock GHQ.
What is the stock for THQ?
I don't see the stock GHQ.
What is the stock for THQ?
Fucking Siri is racist.
THQ closed at $2.89 today, up 6 cents, or 2.12%.
You racist.
If Tony could speak English, it would be just fine.
It's okay lah. It's okay lah.
Let me think.
I wish Siri had
Okay,
like
you monster. Here you go.
a racist option.
Siri, are you racist?
No comment.
And she says you monster.
But she didn't.
Oh,
Bitch. She's mad at you.
I know. I only wanted to marry you.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have gone that far.
Bitch.
Shall we?
It'll be quicker.
Yes, it will
Yes.
be a quick one. Either who.